The great violinist Isaac Stern was once playing a beautiful Mozart concert right here in New York City at the Philharmonic. And midway through the piece, he completely forgets the music. And he walks over to the conductor, he asks the conductor to stop playing, and he goes to the audience and he tells them, I made a mistake, we need to begin again. And there was a critic who wrote about this incident, and he said, quote, a man of his ability could have fooled his audience, covered up his mistakes, and yet his faithfulness to Mozart and to his music demanded a clear accounting of his error. When was the last time when something went wrong that we took responsibility? We said, the buck stops here. It was my fault. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, of blessed memory, believed that this was God's instruction to Avraham when he said, Lech Lecha, go into yourself. Don't blame things on other people. And he went on to say that there were three great intellectuals or influencers, if you will, Spinoza, Marx, and Freud, who all said that our behavior is motivated and shaped by external forces. Karl Marx said that we are the product of social forces, specifically the owners of property and real estate. Spinoza spoke about genetic predeterminism, that we are ruled by our animal instincts, our biological drives that we're born with. And Freud, of course, said that we are the product of our childhood traumas, the influence of our parents, specifically our fathers. And it's to each of these motivating factors, these influences, says Rabbi Sachs, that God told Avraham, Lech Lecha. He said, Me'artzecha, I want you to go from your land. Don't blame things on the property, on the real estate, on the economy. Mimoladcha, from your birthplace. Don't blame things based on your instincts, the way you were created biologically. And finally, Umibeit Avicha, go from the house of your father. Don't blame your problems and issues on your parents. They're all influences. The kind of money we come from, the societal factors of property and real estate and the economy, of course it has an influence on us, a major influence. And so of course do our parents and our genetics. But at the end of the day, the buck stops here. We take responsibility. We just came out of a huge election. Who is going to be the president of the United States? And everybody was going crazy. And I'm not saying it's not an important choice. There are a lot of ramifications for who the president is and isn't. But at the end of the day, the most important choices we make in life are found right here, not out there. They're not in Washington. They're not even in New York. They're right within us. God says to Abraham, Lech Lecha, I want you to go, Lecha, to you. Go inside and don't externalize the blame. We'll share one last thing, an amazing study done by the University of Pennsylvania comparing the top 1% of neurosurgeons in America with the bottom 1%. Right, the top 1% takes a long time to get an appointment. The bottom 1% you want to stay away from. Do you know what they found was the major difference between the two? It wasn't the medical school they attended. It wasn't their level of intelligence. It was what happened when something went wrong. The top 1% doctors asked themselves, how could I do better next time? The bottom 1% blamed it on the lighting, the nurses, the hospital, right? Some other problem. Next time something goes wrong, ask yourself what you can do different. What can I do different? And, of course, as John F. Kennedy once famously said,
ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
What can be done to fix our lives in a world is not up to the president. It's up to right here. Lech, go, but lecha, into yourself. That's where you'll find the answer. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, please like and subscribe so we can get these really important videos out to a larger audience. Thank you.